Will the clerk please call the roll?
Vice Chairwoman Amoroso.
Here.
Freeholder Gans.
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan.
Here.
Freeholder Tonelli.
Here.
Freeholder Voss.
Here.
Freeholder Zur.
Here.
Chairwoman Ortiz.
Here. Evidence of a quorum is present. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Niels, would you like to lead it?
Thank you, Chairwoman. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can anyone please remain standing for a moment of silence as we remember Barbara Babs Cyperstein? Ms. Cyperstein was a towering figure in the LGBTQ community who worked tirelessly to advance the rights of transgender and all LGBTQ people. She was an architect of our movement, pioneering critical civil rights legislation here in New Jersey, and as the first openly transgender member of the Democratic National Committee throughout our nation. This is a tremendous loss for our community. In honor of Ms. Cyperstein, Governor Phil Murphy ordered that the flags be flown today at half-staff at all state buildings and facilities. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her family and friends. We will now have a public hearing regarding Ordinance 18-37, establishment of reasonable regulations appropriate for controlling the qualifications of prospective bidders. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public? The purpose of which is to entertain public comments on Ordinance 18-37 only. Regular public comment will occur after minutes and announcement. Motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is open to the public. May I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting is closed to the public. Will the clerk read the minutes to be accepted?
Minutes to be accepted are December 19th, 2018, public session, all present. January 16, 2019, work session, all present. January 16, 2019, public session, all present.
May I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimously approved. I would like to announce that our first on-the-road meeting this year is scheduled for Wednesday, February 20th at 7 p.m. at Glen Rock Municipal Building, 1 Harding Plaza in Glen Rock. I would like to further announce tonight's public hearing on the second reading of the ordinance 19-01 has been postponed. The hearing will be rescheduled and advertised at a future date. We will now have the hearing of the general public with the 3-minute time limit in effect, in accordance with Bergen County Freeholder bylaws. The board attorney will keep the time. When the time of the speaker expires, the board attorney will announce the time has expired. Please fill out the slip of paper with your name, address, and general topic you wish to speak about. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is open to the public. Mr. John Adams.
Speak right here.
Yes, please.
My name is John Adams. I'm from Wyckoff, and I am a member of the Wyckoff Environmental Commission and Green Team. And today I just want to speak briefly about, our thoughts and ideas and proposals to the freeholders about ways in which we can improve recycling in our county. But specifically with certain types of recycling that are non-mandated, we feel that our county can do more in regards to creating resources within our county. Specifically, we would like to see ways of recycling expanded polystyrene. This is not the styrofoam that is used for food contact, but is used for packaging predominantly. And so right now, there is no mandated way to adequately dispose of that. I mean, dispose of it, yes. Recycle it, no. Technically, are there ways to recycle? Yes. Commercially, yes. But right now, those services are not enabled in our county. So we are working within our Environmental Commission with our green teams and with Sustainable New Jersey to find ways in which we can enhance that particular capability in our county. Right now, one of my colleagues will be speaking about that a little bit more. in ways in which there are specific actions that we can do and undertake and actually supported right now by the freeholders. I think that's all I wanted to say right now, so thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Mark Olson.
Yes, I'm Mark Olson. I'm from Ridgefield Park, and I'm here tonight representing the Bergen Hub of Sustainable New Jersey municipalities, which is about 18 of us now in the group. We have a project which John just spoke about to address what's commonly called styrofoam, which is extruded polystyrene, which is the food contact, expanded polystyrene, which is used for packaging. We had an education event about 10 days ago in Ridgefield Park. There was capacity crowd of 60 people. The mayor was there, some of the commissioners were there. It was a very successful event. And one thing of note is a lot of people, especially parents, were shocked, I guess that's the right word, shocked to find out that food was being served to their children on something that leaches when it's exposed to certain foods, which leaches known carcinogens. There's a lot of people went away surprised by that. There's going to be another education event in Oakland. That's been at capacity for about a month. That's all they can hold in the room. There are 6 collection events being planned right now up to January 2020. This project is for 18 months, and there'll be some beyond that. I'd like to thank you for this grant that you're offering, the Enhancement Grant Program, the $3,000 grant, and we're working on that. Our municipalities, we're going to try to buy these. These are for collecting the foam that's used for packaging. It'll help us with our project so people can drop it off at their DPWs rather than have single collection events. And some of the towns, Ridgefield Park is one, may actually try to band together and have collections more often. One of the things I'd like to ask you to do is sponsor a collection event at the BCUA. There's 6 right now around the county. The BCUA is a natural facility to do this, we feel. I'd like to also state that we have, I think it's 6 sponsors now. Sustainable New Jersey provided the grant money for the program. Northern New Jersey Community Foundation is a sponsor. Hackensack Riverkeeper is a sponsor. The Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions, or ANJEC, is a sponsor. Food and Water Watch is a sponsor. And Suez just became a sponsor. And they're going to be helping us out both financially and with volunteer support. And we would ask you to also endorse the project. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Stephen Quinn.
Stephen Quinn from the Ridgefield Park Environmental Commission. Made a copy for each of the freeholders. This is regarding some exciting news. If you share, I'm sorry I didn't make enough for everyone on the sitting up there, but certainly for the freeholders. We have some exciting news that 2 years ago, great horned owls nested in Area 2, and they have returned this year. They are among North America's earliest nesting birds. They start in February. Bird is a spectacular apex predator. When I say apex, means the top of a pyramid, food pyramid, the base being all of the animals that animal preys upon. Big bird, 4 to 5 foot wingspan. The most important thing that I've come here to tell you is that the bird is nesting right at the site where the plan calls for the creation of a 500-car parking lot. I've included my name and...
We're up to 500 now with the parking spot?
Well, it varies. It's 3 to 500, 3 to 500 car parking lot. I've left my name and number there on the photograph. If you'd like to see it, it can be seen without entering Area 2 from DeGraw Avenue. And it's a wonderful thing to see as the owlets grow and you see the parents feeding the owlets. A wonderful educational opportunity you can imagine for kids. The second image is a planned drawing of Area 4, which is the Leonia site, Leonia Palisades Park site, south of the riding stable. That is a drawing that was created by a engineering firm hired by the county in 2013. And it depicts, based on meetings with the DEP, trees. It was a designated site as a feeding area and ranging area of bald eagles, an endangered species in New Jersey. That drawing depicts trees that should be left remaining when that area is capped and filled. However, the county has since, in recent years, submitted a new plan for excavating the bank of the Overpeck Creek to broaden the creek to create a more advanced rowing and crew facility on the creek. However, that will require removing of all these trees. If you note on that drawing, look at the legend, it is misidentified. It is identified as Area 1 in Teaneck Creek. When the state approved that revised plan of cutting all those trees down, that drawing was not considered in that plan.
3 minutes, Mr. Quinn.
Thank you. That's basically. I'll have more information next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Did you say you took this picture in your yard, or is this,
Excuse me?
where was this one taken?
I was taken at the site.
Oh, I thought you said it was in your backyard.
No,
All right, I'm just kidding.
I wish.
It's the Irish humor.
Ms. Alexis Larkin?
Good evening. My name is Alexis Larkin, and I live in Glen Rock. And tonight I wanted to ask you some questions about the immigrant detainees at the Bergen County Jail. I'm very concerned that we're continuing to detain people in Bergen County, and it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. And I understand that the majority of this is under the sheriff, but I have some questions about where the money is going. And I hope you can answer 3 of my questions. The first is, how much money did Bergen County receive in 2018 from the federal government for housing detainees at our jail? The second is, what was the profit from that money? So assuming it costs a certain amount to do that, what kind of profit did the county get? And third, what is the county doing with that profit? And how can we as residents know how that money is being spent? Because I'm very concerned that as a Bergen County resident, I'm going to be told that my taxes are being lowered by this, or that we're saving money because we're holding people in our jail. So I'm wondering if those are questions that you as freeholders can answer.
These are questions typically that would be part of an OPRA request. And I would suggest that you send us an OPRA request with regard to how much money. I can tell you it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 11 to 15 million, I think, is what was the amount for 2018, somewhere in that range. Profit, we don't make profit because we're a governmental agency, so we don't have any profit. So there wouldn't be anything with regard to profit.
Can I ask, just for the OPRA request, what language would I use then if the word isn't profit for the total revenue minus the costs?
Well, you would ask for cost of operations for whatever area you're interested in, and then you would ask for the revenues.
Okay. And then how would I word the OPRA request to ask for where the revenue minus the cost of operation is being spent within the county?
So with regard to a governmental entity, you don't have revenues that are earmarked to go particular places. That would be something that's more so where you have trust dedicated funds. So hypothetically, you have some service that the county provides, and everything that gets taken in from that particular service goes to a trust. This does not operate that way. So there's other things that we have that are just general revenues. So from the golf courses to anything else that is revenue producing, all of that just gets applied against all the expenses for operating county government. So you have your costs and you have your revenues. But this is not earmarked. That money's not earmarked to go to any specific purpose. So it goes into the general revenues.
Okay. And just the last question is, what type of document would I ask for in the Oprah request?
Well, you just ask for that information.
Just ask for that information?
Right, exactly.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Corinne Murphy.
Sure. Corinne, Carinne Murphy. I live in Park Ridge, New Jersey. I also had a question regarding the ICE contracts. I just wanted to know, the freeholders and I guess Jim Tedesco announced a while ago that our Bergen County taxes didn't go up. And I wanted to know if, because of the ICE contract, was that one of the reasons why my taxes weren't raised?
We've had this contract in place for the past 18 years, so that had nothing to do with the taxes whatsoever. And this is a contract between the sheriff and it's also with the, I guess with the marshal officer. So that's really doesn't involve, like I said, it doesn't involve us, but this has been in place for 18 years.
And I guess I did make an Oprah request to see the ICE contract, and I haven't gotten a response yet. Has that contract expired? Or is that something I need to ask directly through the Oprah request?
Well, you would get that information. You should get the contract. I'm assuming the Oprah request went to the sheriff's department.
Yes, it did. I've been
No, it's
waiting
not
for a while.
How long have you been waiting?
Over a month now,
Okay.
so.
All right. So I will follow up with, and I don't know, part of it could have been with the transition to a new sheriff. So now that we have a new sheriff and he has a new council, we'll follow up. If you would like to resend your Oprah request, it's not necessary. We will follow up with it, but if you wanted to, you can also do that as well. And our emails are first initial, last name. So if you wanted to just say, here's the Oprah request I sent in and forward it to me, I can also follow up on it for you.
Great, I will. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Madeline Trimble.
Oh, Trimble, Trimble. Hi, I also had a question about the ICE contract and the Bergen jails. I understand that, from what I've heard, that the number of ICE detainees in the Bergen County jails has significantly increased over the last couple of years. And I guess I'm wondering, we have a new sheriff here. Okay, so I have two questions. One is, given the sort of instability in the possible number of detainees that are housed at the Bergen County Jail, how is that impacting how you're thinking about the budget? Because that could wildly affect the amount of revenue that is being brought into the county. And then my second question is, now that we have a new sheriff, if you've had any conversations with the sheriff to make sure that the treatment of detainees in the Bergen County Jail reflects Bergen County values.
So with regard to the treatment, many people don't know that our Bergen County Jail has one of the best medical facilities anywhere. And actually, even if it weren't a jail and it was a standalone medical facility, it's first class. So with regard to treatment that may not necessarily be available in other places, that's one thing that we're actually very proud of. Whether it's mental health issues, whether it's addiction issues, or whether it's just actually acute care type of needs, the clinic facility at the jail handles all of that and does it in conjunction with Newbridge Medical Center if people need other types of treatment. So when it comes to the care, just with regard to that question, we're not necessarily overly concerned with the care. And the jail also has to meet other Department of Corrections standards with regards to the treatment of prisoners. So naturally, there's certain precautions you have to take, and when you have people under guard, you also have to watch for how they treat each other, depending on who goes into a jail. So there's certain things, once you go into custody, that there are certain risks that are associated with being incarcerated, so we're not going to say that those don't exist. With regard to the revenues, we have revenues from a governmental standpoint that can go up and down for any purpose related to any one of our revenue sources. If we have a rainy season, for example, and nobody goes to play golf, then that's a revenue that may have been anticipated that didn't hit a particular mark. We don't budget specifically banking on getting a certain amount of money each year. So if you look at what we anticipate for revenue in certain areas, it may be higher one year, maybe lower in another year. But in the context of a $600 million budget, you keep making those adjustments. So if there was some reason that the ICE monies substantially fell off on a particular year, if it's not offset by all of the other revenue areas we have, then we may make less surplus with regard to that year. But we make all of those adjustments before it becomes an issue for the taxpayer.
3
to say
minutes,
that
Ms.
we-
Trimble.
Sorry?
That's 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Need a motion to close?
May I have a motion to close the meeting to the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is closed to the public. Will the clerk read the resolutions of the consent agenda?
Resolutions of consent are 9319 through 12819.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call, please.
Vice Chairwoman Amoroso.
Yes.
Freeholder Gans.
Aye.
Freeholder Sullivan. Freeholder Tinelli.
Yes.
Freeholder Voss.
Yes.
Freeholder Zur.
Yes.
Chairwoman Ortiz. With
Yes.
7 ayes, the consent agenda has passed.
Are there any resolutions non-consent pulled or tabled?
There are none.
Thank you. We will now have the Freeholder Committee reports. Freeholder Gans?
Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman. Thank you. I haven't had the opportunity to wish all of you a Happy New Year. Not just a Happy New Year for the way we do with Auld Lang Syne, but for the Chinese New Year, which in this case is the Year of the Pig. I also haven't had the opportunity to make a pitch and tell you all about the benefits of the Bergen Wellness Program. This is a program that is well known to the members of this board who originated it back more than 10 years ago. The Bergen Wellness Program is designed to be used in conjunction with the cards that are available to any resident of Bergen County or the state of New Jersey. It's usable in either place or both, and the purpose of it is to offer discounts to individuals, saves money, and there is no cost to the card to use it, except for the discount that you get, which can be met right at the counter. The amount of discount will vary from manufacturer to manufacturer, but on average, deals with dealers and pharmaceutical companies can get discounts as high as 42%. And this is all available by virtue of your being part of the Bergen County Bergen Wellness Team. I'm going to keep my report at a minimum tonight because we've had a number of speakers. But I did have the opportunity to visit with one of the schools in Englewood, and it was very thrilling to appear before third graders who appear to be very knowledgeable, Madam Chairwoman, about the government at a stage that I think is substantially advanced over what I remember third graders to be. That was a long time ago. In any event, Happy New Year for those who celebrate the Chinese Lunar New Year. Happy New Year to those who celebrate other New Years. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder, sir?
Thank you, Chairwoman. The last few weeks, I've really gotten to see Bergen County's youth shine. Starting off, if anyone who knows me knows that January has been all about the planning and execution of the We the People Day of Service, where we had 400 kids from around the county, 5th through 8th grade, doing community service in an intercultural, interfaith, interreligious way, where they not only learned that they have the ability to impact and help other people, but they learned about each other in the process as well. And the donations from that day are going to be given to CASA. We've already made the donation to Center for Hope and Safety and WAFA and Monavie and Project Sarah, the County Animal Shelter, the Homeless Shelter, Newbridge Medical Center, Hackensack Hospital, Pediatric Cancer, Valentine's for Vets, and Oasis. And seniors who receive Meals on Wheels will also get some wonderful placemats made by the Fort Lee Elementary School kids. It was really an uplifting day to see not only our youth, but our teens and so many parents who also chipped in to help really be there involved in what Martin Luther King Day should be about, building bridges and making our community a stronger, more vibrant place and helping those who are in need. I just want to give a special thank you not only to my board, but also to Storm Weish and to Tara Chatterjee, who may never be able to enjoy Polar Fleece again, but who were invaluable in helping put together and really provide this day of service for these kids. We look forward to bigger and better next year. I also got to interact with the Teen Leads program at Ridgewood High School. This program is engaging the high school kids in planning some kind of program which will be impactful going forward. This year's class has decided to focus upon mental health, specifically teen mental health, and are working through what their proposals are going to be. But once again, as Freeholder Gantz touched on, such insight, such insightful questions, such engaged passion about how to make the world better. It certainly leaves me feeling very confident in the leadership that our next generation is going to be having. And likewise, I had the privilege of being at Dr. Leroy McLeod Elementary School in Englewood with the third graders. The questions were insightful. They were definitely on point. And once again, the teachers, the administration there is really instilling in kids this love of learning and this curiosity about how they can make their communities better. So that is something that was incredible to see. We also had the opportunity for 2 employee events. We had Employee Appreciation Day. Freeholder Tinelli and I received our 5-year pins this year, more importantly, we got to applaud so many of our employees who are on the front line every single day, working to better the lives of those in Bergen County. I also had the privilege of attending Sue Silverstein's retirement party. Sue worked at the Board of Social Services for 44 years, and the Board of Social Services helps those in our community who are most at need, who are receiving Medicaid, TANF, food stamps, other kinds of support programs, and she has been integral in not only in the casework that she's advocated for, but in training all of the individuals who are basically working there now. We are incredibly grateful for her service and wish her well in her retirement. And finally, most of us attended this weekend the Lizette Parker breakfast for, honoring Black History Month. This was part of Lizette's legacy, where she really wanted to applaud those in the community who are working to have an impact within the African American community, and to take a moment to pause at the beginning of African American History Month to really congratulate and embrace those who are trying to make the difference in the lives of others. So I'm so grateful to Dolores Phillips for continuing this ongoing tradition, and for so many who volunteered their time to make sure that this brunch really not only continued, but met what Lizette would have wanted. And so as someone she was a dear friend, and someone who we miss in our community as the first African-American female mayor in the city of Teaneck. But it's someone whose incisive voice we miss all the time. And on that note, I will conclude my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Freeholder Amoroso?
Yes, thank you, Chairwoman. We attended a number of events in honor of Martin Luther King's 90th birthday in Englewood, Hackensack, and Teaneck. This year, Dr. King's words seem to resonate even more poignantly in our divisive political environment. His message of hope and moving forward through nonviolent activism made this truly a day of prayer and meditation. That notwithstanding, congratulations to our own Tracy and Storm and Tara, who, for a remarkable day of service that saw 400 middle schoolers making goodie bags and blankets and dog toys for those in need. Really a remarkable effort. On Wednesday, January 23rd, we went to the Bergen County Homeless Shelter for the point-in-time survey of homeless folks in the county. Code Blue, that special effort to make sure no homeless are out in the cold, was in full force because of the killer cold temperatures we had. Congratulations to our new Bergen County Undersheriffs, Quattrone, Kim, Borzada, and Chief Warrant Officer Cora Taylor, who were officially sworn in on Monday, January 28th. Wednesday night, January 30th, saw the devastating Marcal paper products fire in Elmwood Park, which left about 500 employees without a job. On Tuesday, a number of agencies, including the State Labor Department and the Bergen County Board of Social Services, came together at the Venetian to provide one-stop services for Marcal employees. Our Social Services Director, Adina Yacoub, said about 400 people were there, very well attended. There will be a job fair for Marcal employees on Friday at Bergen Community College. And finally, a shout out to the new female congresspeople who all wore suffragette white for the State of the Union last night. It is the new political fashion trend. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Tonelli.
Thank you, Chairwoman. So I want to publicly congratulate newly sworn-in Undersheriffs Vincent Quadrad, David Borzada, Jim Sung Kim, and Chief Warrant Officer Cora Taylor, and wish them the very best as they take on this new role. We lost a resident of Moonachie this week, Kenneth Izzo, who was a World War II Navy veteran who served in both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters. He participated in the Normandy invasion. Upon his return home, he graduated from Rutgers University, became a Moonachie Borough Clerk, a volunteer fireman, and a parishioner of St. Margaret's Church. It's a shame that we're losing so many of the World War II veterans. There's not many left. We really need to recognize those that are still with us and thank them for their service. February is American Heart Month, raising awareness about the dangers of heart disease. If you don't feel right, get to the doctors and have yourself checked out. You know, pay attention to the signs that your body's telling you. Cold weather's not over. Want to remind everyone about Code Blue, and the homeless shelter is a warming station for anybody out there in the bad weather, or you know anybody that doesn't have a place to stay, to get to the homeless shelter. Tonight we added some new shared service agreements, continuing the commitment this board and the administration has to save taxpayer money. It's a win-win for both the county and the municipality. And also we passed a resolution for improving a park at Riverside County Park tonight with open space money. We're doing everything we can, as we've told people many, many meetings, that we're all about preserving open space and improving the open space that we currently have. So that concludes my report. Thank you, Chairwoman.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Sullivan?
Thank you, Chairwoman. I would just like to start off, continue on the shared services. At the last meeting and tonight's meeting, the board passed resolutions in which Bergen County entered into shared service agreements with the City of Hackensack, the Housing Authority, and the Township of Washington for the purchase of fuel for their vehicles and county fuel pumps. These agreements are tremendous in that they bring savings to our municipalities and are revenue producing for the county. As always, I hope that the municipalities will continue to find ways to come on board with us and save money for both the municipality and the county. Yesterday, I attended the press conference at Newbridge Medical Center, where Governor Murphy promoted his recently passed bill that will increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2024. I'd like to commend our own Chairwoman Freeholder Ortiz for speaking so well and representing our Freeholder Board on such an important day, along with our county executive, who was the first one to tout in New Jersey the $15 an hour minimum wage. Newbridge's CEO, Deb Visconti, is going to fully institute the minimum wage increase this year. And obviously, we all know that this is something that the county executive and the Freeholder Board have been doing since 2017 here in Bergen County, and I thought it was great to finally see it reach the statewide platform. I also attended McLeod Elementary School with a few of our colleagues to talk about government to third graders. I think that in itself is something that's amazing, that we're engaging young people, and the way that the questions they had were so good. There was a few silly ones, but of course, like they wanted to know what would happen if the Freeholder Chairwoman fell out of a chair.
What was your answer?
To which I didn't have an answer.
You laughed, just like you did.
So it was adorable, yet it was just rewarding that these young children really were being taught about politics at a young age and engaging, and I think everyone's better off for it. I was very proud to be there and represent the Freeholder Board with my colleagues. 32 BJ is on strike at the Horizon House in Fort Lee. I understand they went back to work and trying to work out an agreement. They're out of the contract and they continue to fight to keep their jobs and earn a fair wage. I've been in touch with the leadership at 32 BJ, and the meetings with the union and Horizon House are ongoing. I'd like to say thank you to all the first responders that assisted in the devastating fire at Markel Paper Factory at Elmwood Park, along with our county executive who was on the scene. The conditions that night, as everyone knows, it was freezing, were beyond what anyone could imagine, and they all did a tremendous job under the circumstances. And I hope that, as Freeholder Amoroso mentioned, that this Friday's job fair at Bergen Community College for those affected employees of Markel is a success, and that they're able to keep earning. This is a tragic event that occurred for sure, but hopefully Bergen County will be stronger moving forward. It's just a devastating effect to all those people who go to work there every single day and do not know where they stand now. So I also would like to agree with my colleagues and thank the sheriff and congratulate the undersheriffs on a job that I know will be well done. I wish them success and safety in their terms. I want to congratulate Don Bosco Prep for winning their 8th straight Bergen County Ice Hockey Tournament Championship last week. My Freeholder aide is a big hockey player, and that's why that's in there. But we have been seriously going to reward all of these athletic programs throughout the county. I personally believe that it builds character, and my daughter is a varsity softball player. She's entering her junior year, and the discipline that they get from the sports and the camaraderie is just, it's unbelievable. So congratulations to Don Bosco. And finally, I want to congratulate and wish the best of luck to Senator Cory Booker from New Jersey, as he announced he'll be running for President of the United States. I have the privilege of knowing him both professionally and personally, and I wish him nothing but the best. And that concludes my report. Thank you, Chairwoman.
Thank you, Freeholder Sullivan. Freeholder Voss?
In sports, we call me the cleanup man. Anybody who knows me knows that I am passionate about animals. And going along with the owls, one of the things I was very happy to see is here in New Jersey, one of my favorite birds, the peregrine falcon, is coming back in. He was almost extinct, and now I'm so happy. And we do so much to preserve wildlife and open space here in Bergen County and in New Jersey. I'm very much of a supporter. I will say, I have many, many friends who are Chinese, and my Chinese is terrible, but I'm going to say Gung Hei Fat Choi, which is Happy New Year. And this is, as my colleague David said, the year of the pig. And most people in the West think of the pig as a slovenly animal, not a very nice one, but not in China. It is a lovable, happy, giving, and the year of the pig is going to be one of pleasantry and genealogy, and not genealogy, genialness. Genealogy is another thing. But hopefully that will transfer to our politicians, who should be more civil and genial to each other in the future. I'm a historian, so I always want to know the specifics, and the year in China is 4,717. It's one of the oldest continuous calendars. And I think it's important for people to know, because Bergen County is so diverse. We are such a multicultural county that over 20% of the billions of people in the world celebrate the Chinese New Year, because it's just in all of the Asian nations. So we should be very cognizant of it. It's a wonderful holiday full of giving to others, and so I think we should be aware of that. I also wanted to talk about the swearing in of the new undersheriffs, which was a really important thing. I think because I just mentioned the diversity here in Bergen County, our undersheriffs really, really represent the diversity that we have here, and I think people will be treated very, very well by the service of these men and women. To me, one of the most important things is education. And it's very important that we have a good rapport between our education system and our politicians. And education is the backbone. One of the things in listening to the freeholders talk about going to see the third graders, as of right now, the last time children have an official class in civics is the 4th grade, because I taught people in college and in high school, and by the time they get up there, they really haven't had a course, and we really have to bring that back, because it's so important that they understand how our government works. And I have to say the Bergen County Education Association is wonderful, and I said the rapport between those of us who are in politics and those in the education are very important. And I think that some good things are going on the state level, doing away with the over-testing and bringing back more vocational education in our schools. And I will not go on and on about that, which I could, but because I think education is so important. Tomorrow, this is Heart Month and Healthy Heart Month. And tomorrow I'm going to go to a school, and several of us will go to the Bleshman School out in Paramus. The Bleshman School is someplace that everybody should make an attempt to see. It is a school for very severely handicapped children. And the people at Bleshman School give these children the best quality of life. Everybody deserves a good quality of life. And these children participate in so many things, even though they are severely handicapped. And we have a jump-a-thon tomorrow, so I'll be wearing my red boots and jumping up and down on everything that's around. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be speaking at the VFW in Fort Lee, because the Korean Veterans Association is honoring our own County Clerk, John Hogan. And he has done so many things to make life easier for our Korean veterans and just for the Korean community in general. So I'm very happy that he is being recognized for all that he has done. And just again, because I'm a historian, please pay attention. Last night in the State of the Union message, they had Holocaust people, survivors, and soldiers from World War II. And these people are rapidly leaving, and we need to remember, because as we've said so many times, those who don't remember the past may be condemned to relive it in the future. So it's very, very important. And on that happy note, I will say thank you very much.
Thank you. You're Freeholder, boss.
I'm a history teacher, what can I tell you?
So this was a couple of busy weeks. I'm very thankful for Governor Murphy. He's been coming for the past 2 weeks. He's visited us at least 3 times that we've been around him. Number one, when there was a very frigid day for Code Blue, he came to visit our shelter with the Commissioner Johnson. She's the commissioner for the state of New Jersey for Human Services, and they just came to visit and to welcome everyone there, which is, all our residents that are there for Code Blue, or for the ones that unfortunately have no homes that are there to stay. So it was a very nice visit by the governor. The governor, I also want to thank him for coming and also supporting CEO and President Deborah Bisconi from Newbridge Medical for having a $15 wage now at Newbridge Medical, and all the employees, all the medical employees there. And also, I want to thank Jim Tedesco, our county executive, because he led this last year, giving all our government employees a $15 minimum wage. So I'm extremely proud to be part of this Bergen County team, and that we can move forward and really give a chance and grow our middle class. So I want to thank them. I also had the privilege and honor to speak at the brunch of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the biggest growth of all the chambers. They have a little over 3,500 members, which covers about 119,000 businesses, which is about $20 billion of our economy in New Jersey. So even 45% are non-Hispanic, because it's such a big part of our economy. And I was just so excited to see so many companies there and everybody networking, and for them to give the ability of all the tools, not only the tools of networking, but also the tools of lenders that could help them, also social media, and just everyone that can help all these small businesses grow in New Jersey. So I thank them, and I thank the chairman, our new chairman, who's Luis de la Hoz, and our previous chairman, Carlos Medina, is now the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. So I look forward to all the events that they have, their expos and brunches, and all the conferences they'll be holding throughout the year. I also got an opportunity to speak, and I thank Chris Estevez, who is the president of the Latino Action Network. They had a big conference in Newark, and we had a panel of which I was invited to speak, and they wanted to speak about all Latino issues on a county, on a state, and on a local level. So I was there with Senator Nellie Poe and with Wilda Diaz, which is the mayor of Perth Amboy. So we had a lot of interesting things to talk about. And it was a great attendance. We had about 500 people attend. We had Governor Murphy also attend, and as well as Senator Menendez. So it was a great event. I also wanted to thank the Anthony Curitin and all the undersheriffs, congratulate them. It's great leadership, great team that they have together, and I look forward to working with them, not only as a freeholder, but also as a resident of Bergen County. And I wish them all the best. I also wanted to, I wanted to congratulate our stenographer, Kim Furbacher, for her 5 years. We want to thank you for your 5 years working with us, and I want to thank you, Kim, for all the hard work and your poor fingers. Thank you so much. I also would like to thank our new student who's volunteering, Hulkeroy Boira, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but she is a junior at Applied Technology High School, and thank you so much for volunteering and helping us with our meetings. And that concludes our report. So there nothing being further to come before this meeting, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we're adjourned at, let's see, what time is it? 8:27 p.m.